Hello guys and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. Today we're back looking at Carnevale, a game that's got the Rage Against the Dice team pretty darn excited. We were excited for it before it was taken over by TTCombat, but now TTCombat have taken the reins on it. Obviously we've seen what they've done with Rumble Slam, we're seeing what they're currently doing with the likes of Relics and Drop Fleet and Drop Zone, so I expect only good things. As you can see here, we've got the second half of my Strigoi, which is the Strigoi Dracula house. Now, I'm excited to open these. I have taken the plastic shrink wrap off already, but I haven't looked at the models, so I'm pretty excited to do that. Partly because I want to make sure they're all in one piece. They are resin. I know, obviously, we did an unboxing previously for the starter set, and it did have a lot of broken bits. But I seem to be somewhat of the minority in that. I've spoken to a number of other people and they've not had any issues. Pardon me. So I am putting it down to just being really unlucky. And as you guys know, I am pretty unlucky when it comes to getting models. Let's have a look. There's a lot of bits there, but I'm not intimidated. And by that I mean I am a little bit intimidated. So let's have a look. So the box art shows you the 5 models that you get. And that model is beautiful. And they're beautiful. And he's there as well. So here it is. Whoa. Once again, the detailing on them is exquisite. I mean, the smoothness on that cape. A few little mould lines, but I come from the era, as I've said many times, of old Games Workshop metals, where it was majority mould line. So I can put up with that. Now, these sculpts are really, really beautiful. If I had one criticism of them, because you know me, I like to be objective, I would say that they come in far, far too many parts. There you go, that's better. Again, it's going to need a little cleaning up, of course, but not a lot. But yeah, they come in a lot of little parts, which, not more than other models, if I'm honest. It's just purely because they're resin and the so dynamically flimsy that it does worry me a little bit, but we'll get by. You know what we're like. We're pretty cool. So what I'll do at the end of this, and this is going to be a new format we do with our unboxing videos, certainly with the smaller companies, Games Workshop stuff, I don't think it matters as much because you can find their pictures abundantly across the internet. But with the likes of Carnevale and Rumble Slam and things like that, what we're going to do for future reference, when we do unboxing videos, we're going to show you the finished product afterwards. It does slow down the unboxing process because virtually everything we use is resin these days, which means you have to wash them. And these are really flimsy to wash. We had a couple of models where the ankles and things have snapped when we're brushing them with a soft toothbrush. So if you are going to wash these, which I always recommend to do with resin, I would suggest being very, very delicate with them. Now, I know that sounds silly and obvious, but as I was saying, we were using a baby toothbrush, like a soft, bristled baby toothbrush, and it still snapped the models. So that is something to be aware of with these. And just like with great power comes great responsibility, with beautifully crafted flimsy models comes the ability to snap them with a tiny toothbrush. So what we're going to do, as I said, is I'm going to go give these bad boys a bath. I leave them to soak for 24 hours in warm water, not hot, because they're resin and they'll bend, but warm water with some washing up liquid in it. Then what I'll do is I'll give them a rinse and I'll give them a brush very delicately with a toothbrush. And then I'm going to build them up and then I'll show you guys them so you can see what they look like built. If I had any problems during the process, it also means I can tell you those at the other side of it. So like if any of the models snapped when I was cleaning them up, once I've built them, I can say, this model you have to be extra careful with. So I'm going to go and bath these bad boys and we'll... So welcome back. As you can see, they're now built and they're undercoated red. I went with red because that's the colour I'm actually going to go for these. Obviously it makes a lot of sense. Lots of browns, lots of reds, lots of blood-based colours. And I've got a very mixed bag of results for these. Firstly, the models are fantastic, as of always. Secondly, bloody hell, TTCombat, what are you doing? When we look at the models, I'll show you which one. But one of them has 2-piece hair, one of which is a tiny little fringe that's about 1.5 millimeters long by minuscule thick. Also, the other thing was one of my models was missing a piece, and I've had this a lot with TTCombat quite recently. You'll have seen in other videos. And I just couldn't bring myself to contact them again to say there was another piece of a model missing. So one of the women is missing a hand. So I've just kind of rounded it off so it looks like a stump. Don't ask me how a bangle stays on. It's just magic. Other than that, they're absolutely gorgeous. As you'll see when we look at the Vlad model, the weight of the undercoat seems to have bent his halberd out of shape, but I can re-straighten that up because it's resin, it's no problem at all. So let's have a look at them one by one. So we'll look at this guy first. I do apologise, I've got a massive cold at the minute. So there it is, you can see where it's warped and bent from the weight. But again, not a problem at all. I can fix this up quite nicely. The detailing on the face and stuff like that is really, really good. Look at that mustache. I said, this is my favourite model from the set. Very, very closely followed by him. Again, I love this model. He wasn't in many pieces as well, which is always good, because these models aren't the most fun to put together, if I'm honest. I absolutely ecstatically want to get some paint on them. But yeah, I really, really like this one. There's a couple of bits of undercoating I still need to do, as you can see. What I normally do is I undercoat them on a stick, and then once I've finished them, or once I've got them to this stage, I'll by hand... I'll take them individually and I'll put a rubber glove on and I'll just spray in the undercarriage bits and stuff like that, so I don't get them too thick. But yeah, these were really, really fragile and I was really, really worried about cleaning them, but luckily none of them broke and that was really good. There's a few little bits there where I want to get some textured paint under there, just so it looks like the ground and cloth meet. But there, it was this model here. This fringe is a separate entity, as is this bit at the back here. Not ideal at all. And this was the last model. And as you can see, she is missing a hand. And I'm going to paint it to look like it's been severed off. So I'm going to do some like scarring effects on there. I'm going to look for some tutorials online about that. But other than that, the models themselves are absolutely fantastic. And I adore them. So I've got the two sets now that you can get at present for them. I wish I'd gone in on the Kickstarter now, but I was backing a couple of other different Kickstarters and I just couldn't bring myself to back another one. And I regret that decision now. Hopefully, as all the vampire stuff comes out, or Strigoi stuff, I will pick up the rest of it. But no, I really, really like them so far. And I know obviously I had a little bit, there was an annoyance to my voice before about the fact that it's another thing that's missing on a TTCombat model. But I just want to say that obviously they are only a small company and they are taking on a lot of new projects and things like that, and there's going to be teething issues. So I'm not having a massive rant about TTCombat. I'm just, at the moment, I have bought or been sent the starter box set, 2 different Strigoi sets, and 3 or 4 different Rumble Slam sets, and of all of them, the only one that didn't either have something missing or broken from it was the starter Strigoi set. So maybe it's the fragility of the resin, maybe it's the fact that the people picking the models, but yeah, I have been noticing recently a lot of problems with them. As for the models themselves, they're absolutely beautiful, can't wait to get them on the table. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it all, to be honest. And as I said, I do understand that small companies have teething issues at certain periods. There's probably a lot of expansion, especially with getting the Kickstarter and stuff like that out. But anyway, guys, it won't let it take away or ruin my excitement about this game at all, in the slightest. So I'm looking forward to getting these bad boys on the table once I do a little bit more work to them and obviously get them painted. But anyway, guys, that's obviously just the start of the conversation itself. Let us know what you think. Have you had any problems with the new TTCombat stuff? Have you had any missing parts? The opposite. Have you had no problems at all with them ever? Let me know. Are you more excited about Carnevale than Rumble Slam? Are you playing both? Obviously give us a thumbs up because it does help us, and share the video out to anyone you know who's really into Carnevale or looking to get started on it. And what I would also like to see is obviously you guys Anybody who is playing Carnevale, who's got their own Strigoi, you know, feel free to send us photos. We've got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Let us, you know, have a look at your Strigoi. I'm really interested to see what they look like. But anyway, guys, break the dice, guys. Hope they smile upon you. Take care. Bye.